Let's make connections. What do we have today? Well, goatee, I immediately want to start looking for beard types. Somewhat surprisingly, I don't see any. I don't even see, I mean, not really horns. I was thinking sort of handlebar mustache. That's not really called horns. Although goatee, horns, pitchfork are sort of things that a stereotypical devil character possesses. That could be something. A tail. I mean, that is true. I think I might have weirdly backed into that category. I'm glad I considered horns. Just I was trying to think. My thinking was, oh, is that a name? Is that a sort of term for the kind of sort of mustache that comes down? But it isn't. But it did back me into this, which I think might be right. I'm going to try it. Parts of a devil costume. Yes, there we go. Great. All right. Well, okay, so horse feathers jumps out at me. Hogwash as well. Those both are terms that refer to sort of nonsense. You'd say, oh, ridiculous, hogwash, horse feathers. I mean, I don't know that you would say that or that I would say that, but one might say that. But there might not be any more of these. Oh, no, bunk, actually. You would say that's total bunk. It's nonsense. And crock. I think you'd usually say that's a crock. Would you just say crock? Maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's sort of appropriate in this context. It might be. I don't see anything else that fits it. I mean, these words are so strange. I mean, horse feathers, it's sort of impossible to imagine that it's going to mean anything other than that. So sheepshank? I mean, for all I know, that's another one of these. It's not one I know. What is a sheepshank? Is that a sort of shepherd's tool of some sort? I think it's going to have to be this. Bowline. That's something to do with ships, I think. Okay, I'm a bit perplexed by some of these remaining words. Pole, hammer are sort of physical tools of some sort. Hitch. Most of the rest of these are nouns. I guess bend isn't. Hitch and bend. Well, they both can be nouns, but they can also be verbs. As can hurdle. That can be both as well, actually. Do those things have anything in common? Oh, hammer, I guess. I mean, I don't really think this is a useful way to be thinking about this now that I have some answers. Actually, these all start with H. No, but nothing else starts with H, so that's irrelevant. Okay, I don't really think that was a good, useful train of thought. I guess there's the hammer toss and the hurdle sort of run. These are sort of, elements in events and sort of Olympic events or in sporting events. Baton race. Oh, right, maybe that's it. And then pole vault. Okay, I think this is equipment used in sporting events. None of these ring a bell in that regard. I'm going to try that. Oh, right, track and field equipment specifically. I mean, yeah, that I probably should have thought about it in that context, but there we go. I was basically right. Okay, so sheepshank, hitch, bowline, bend. What on earth are these? I think this is naval in some way. I think this has something to do with seafaring. It could be something to do with rigging or, sails. Because I think bowline has something to do with that. And I'm kind of going a bit out on a limb extending that so far, but hitch feels like that as well to me. Um, I mean, bend is a generic word, could be used in all sorts of contexts. And sheepshank, I don't know, but it sounds a shank something to do with a knot or something like that. Um, I think this has something to do with rigging. I'm not going to be able to get it more specifically than that. Oh, types of knots. They're all types of knots. Bend knot. But okay, I mean, I didn't know that specifically, but I guess I was sort of on the right track, kind of, because I feel as though sort of the most common context for knowing different sorts of knots would be in a sort of naval rigging sort of context. So I don't know. I didn't really get it right, but I was sort of heading in the right direction. Bend knot, bowline knot, hitch knot, sheepshank knot. Right. Okay. Well, there we go. Um, yeah, I must have seen a sheepshank knot before because that one sounds familiar at least. And maybe that must have been the reason I thought bowline was related to that. Anyway, there we go. Those were the connections. Pretty tricky one today, I thought. Back tomorrow. Bye for now.